Hi everyone! Goddess of Radical Self-Love here from Mecca. Make everyone count always. We are a resource network for caregivers, care receivers, and resources within the long-term services and supports community. So we're going to do things a little different today. I think we're going to do two blogs on the other side. So, because there is some information that I wanted to share with you guys on how our long-term services and supports resources are working. Like I described the other day, when I said there is a lack of common sense when it comes to how we communicate to those who use the services of long-term supports and services, right? Those working in this industry. And I don't mean to say we have to use kid-friendly gloves, but, you know, here's the deal. Again, I know I keep saying this, here's the deal. But it's true. Here is the deal, okay? If you guys want to take the time to find out about this, you can go on the next video, but I'll explain it like this. Whether it's a caregiver or a care receiver within this industry, we have to be very careful how we communicate our thoughts and how we look at our role. And yeah, you do have to use a higher heart. Sometimes you may call it kid-friendly gloves, call it what you will, but I call it compassion and empathy. We have to understand when we're in this community, working with caregivers and care receivers, what their life is like. Every day, every single day, it is work. Sometimes 24 hours a day. Sometimes just to get out of bed is work. Now I realize there's some people within this industry who have a few letters behind their name for their title. I realize there are people who have worked very hard to receive an education, and that makes them feel special. And it should. I am very happy for your dedication in regards to your education, because we definitely need educated individuals. But here's what we need even more than educated individuals. We need compassion. So on the next video I do, it's going to be more about the lack of education in compassion. It needs to be actually taught. Some may call it ethics, but I think we need to go a few steps beyond ethics. Because, you know, some people can get away with being jerks and still think it's ethical because they're in a power position. And I want to know how they consider that serving those of us who utilize the long-term services and supports resources. So we're going to talk about it, what their job actually entails, and give you a little insider view on one of our resources that receives per year over $3 million or more in order to fund the resources that are so greatly needed. And I will explain why and I will explain the lack of compassion. I won't only explain, I will give you details. So it will be kind of fun for the insider scoop. Yep. Just letting y'all know what's going down, and that I'm not doing it in this video, because this video or blog, whichever media you are utilizing, is all about abundance and all about being grateful for the abundance that we have right now, today. So it's duality, remember. We have to look at both sides. So on our caregiver tier, we're going to try to stay more positively focused. And then we're going to go over to the other side. Yeah. Fun. So, meditations from Conversations with God, Neil Donald Walsh. There is no limit to what you can become. I love that one. There is no limit. I guess I even more love that one because of what we're talking about today. You know, I think a really good way to fight, like we talked about in the last couple of videos, you know, be a warrior of the light, is by understanding how much abundance we already have and being grateful for that abundance. I understand that a lot of us out there, right, struggle every single day, struggle. But it really is a choice, right, on what you're looking at. What right now are you able to understand is a gift of abundance? What around you right now today have you been forgetting about when you wake up because you've been so focused on what you don't have that you've forgotten all the gifts of what you do? I bring this up because of myself, obviously. You know, I am a human being, so I don't always focus on maybe what I should. I have to reset. I have to start over. I have been reminded of this. And part of the reminder has come from the gifts of abundance that have been popping into my life. At the same time as the darkness, okay, it goes both ways. It goes both ways. So, yeah, I can focus on the or I can focus on the right? So, I want to start focusing more on the abundance and being grateful, because I've had just my life really, you know, it's been very complicated. And I'm only using myself so that as the conduit of information, I'm supposed to use my own personal stories in order for you to understand and be able to relate that, you know, my life for a lot of people would look like it's very chaotic. And at times it is. When I'm sleeping, it is not. And sometimes I would like to stay sleeping, and now for some reason I can't sleep anymore. Yeah. So these gifts have come in different packages that I like to call Earth Angels. Yes. I don't care what anybody else thinks, but I do believe that I'm sending messages out to people and they are responding. Somehow they know and have received messages that we are in need of support. And here they are. Like, you all have known about the car rides, the driving, right? We've talked about it. I mean, I've been exhausted and I've been driving this horrible car, but I'm grateful, right? I am so grateful for this car, my daughter's car, instead of my old car, even though I loved my old car, even though it was the most comfortable car in the entire world. It would have been too expensive for me to drive to get where I am to help all of you, because that's the whole point. It's not about me being comfortable. If it was about me being comfortable, I never would have left where I was, right? Because I was in complacent comfortability and unhappy. And then I was told what I was supposed to do. That would bring me joy and peace, because I'd be living my purpose and knowing who I am, discovering who I am every day, right? Which is really all energy, and we're really all the same, and blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to go totally into that part because it's just a lot. So, I was given the car, my daughter's car, the Spark, the Chevy Spark, which eventually, if we can change those seats, I would love for that to be one of the cars the caregivers, the direct support specialists, are able to get a deal on through Mecca and our works, so that we can get to every single care receiver out there who needs it, not only within the city. Because the major population who needs it is outside of the city. And then beyond that, we do have to really start talking about the populations who are in the most need right now, suffering the most from the biggest lack of caregivers, which is our gay and lesbian populations. We need to start talking about these things so we can start getting people involved, so they understand how their populations, their inclusive groups are suffering, so we can get people out there to help, right? So that's my job. It's not about judgment, it's about action, right? Like, whatever your lifestyle, no difference to me. I just want to make sure people aren't suffering, okay? So, here we go. So the car that I was driving was a blessing. I could use it and afford it on a very, very small income, because we're putting every single cent we have into Mecca, right? On the $17,000 a year income from the caregiving. Yes, I know. This is crazy. It has to be a miracle that all of this is working, because there's no way in hell it could be anything else, okay? No way. So, the car was killing me, and so was the drive. Not the car, the seats, but the car in a way, because there were issues that I couldn't fix. So, ta-da! One of my friends comes back that I haven't seen for a long time. An Earth Angel. He himself is a care receiver and a caregiver, because we're always both, remember? Yeah. So he's in need of assistance. I'm in need of assistance. We switch vehicles, which works out perfectly, right? Because, yeah, his is way more comfortable to drive. And all of a sudden, Orion gets funding for her transportation, which we'll talk about later, because that got a little whoop, but we'll talk about that on the other side video. And yeah, so my friend's helping me out at times, driving the kids to school the one direction. So the one direction that I've been having to drive the kids to school in is a half an hour one way and a half an hour back, right? And then bringing the conscious queen to the U of M for school every day, which can be at times an hour there or longer, and at times, well, definitely for sure at least an hour back every time, but 2 or more at times. So add those up because it's both ways, 2 times a day, right? That's a lot of driving. And then I'm fitting in just this much time to do my work for all of you that I love so much. And of course I have to get a little bit of self-care time in for me, because that's what we're all about, is me. Not me, but you. You know, you have to do the radical self-love. So that means making sure all your needs are met first. And all my needs are met, or else I couldn't have done all this stuff. Okay, I just make sure that I'm doing what I need to do every day. And I know not a lot of people understand that this work, the work that I'm doing, is actually part of my self-care, because I love it. It feels good. It's like the greatest thing in the world to me. So I'm doing what I get to love every single day, even if it complicates the rest of my life. It's what I love. So that friend comes in, helping. And then another earth angel, through a group that I was wondering if this really works, because, you know, Mecca has paid or, you know, committed to quite a bit to this one group in order to, you know, do some networking. And not everyone completely maybe understands. Maybe that's really what the deal is more than anything. Maybe it's been me, okay? I'm going to say that because I'm going to give everyone the benefit of the doubt for now. But it could just be that it's not the perfect fit, that group. So we'll see. Time will tell. Anyway, I will invite all of you with me for our presentation. So that will be recorded. The only video that will be recorded for more than 5 minutes, this is what I've been told now. So I'm going to keep going on so we can get through this quick, because it's not going to be a half an hour today. So some other friends have called and reached out. I got things in the works or whatever. Things are coming together, and the support's coming in, right? And I feel it strong. I see what's going on. So there's abundance all around us. So we were like trying to figure out food just a couple weeks ago, right? How I was just trying to figure out how to feed all my kids, right? The foster kid, my 2 younger kids, my older kids, like all of it. Like how I'm going to do all this, still don't know. But now it's kind of coming together. But I mean, you know, I never know, because it's not my job to know. My job is just to keep doing the work and let Source handle the rest. Bring it all to me. Bring it all to Mecca. I'm just supposed to trust and believe. That's my only job, really. And to sit here and do what makes me feel good, which is talking to all of you. To tell you how awesome you are, and to tell you about the different things that have gone down in our lives so that you don't have to face the same things, or we can together come up with solutions, right? Which Mecca already has a lot of solutions, although in order to utilize those solutions, the rest of you need to understand you're not alone, right? And for those of you who do not yet understand what's been happening to protect your family, your parents, any of your relatives, your friends, your community, literally we all need protection, and we're here. So now it's all good, but you need to understand why we're here. I get that. That's what we do. That's what we're doing here. So now that things are starting to come together, I've been told this, that I need to reset. So in the last couple days of November, these will be the last of the long videos. From now on, it's only going to be a caregiver care-receiver, because we're both. And we're going to focus more on the radical self-love, self-care kits, caregiver crates, and the merchandise. So, and also getting the Mecca Maslow completed for any of you who want to use the Mecca Maslow motivational map on Patreon. So I am going to end it there so that we can go on and talk about what really is on the other side. But during this time that's coming up with the 5 minutes, I've been told in order to appreciate all the abundance in my life, I am supposed to go back to clear, like I did on the clearing before my 40th birthday. This is not fun. It's not exciting, because I literally have to eat all raw food and drink water and tea, which I like both, but sometimes when you take things away and go to simple, you understand how extraordinary and how much abundance you have in the extraordinary that you've been forgetting to see every day and appreciate every day, right? So for the month of December, I might be a little bit crabby, but it's okay, because I understand it's all actually for you, so we can get answers that you all need, and I'm supposed to hear and be given answers too throughout the month of December, and to be prepared for this next year, which will be completely different than I've ever known in my entire life. This is what I've been told, so just giving you all a heads up. Yep. And from now on, of course, in Miracles, remember deprogramming, you can find it on Facebook or on the website. I will put the link on. And if you would like to know more about the lessons, you can look at it there. But I'm just going to give you the highlights. Okay. So lesson 12 that we are on. Yesterday was my meaningless thoughts are showing me a meaningless world. Yeah, that's nice. And this one goes right together with it. I am upset because I see a meaningless world. I can totally see that in my frustrations at times, right? And they say, as you look about you, say to yourself, I think I see a fearful world, a dangerous world, a hostile world, a sad world, a wicked world, a crazy world. And if any of you have been following The Snake That Never Sheds, the memoir on Patreon, you will definitely see how this plays a huge part in the way that I have been viewing the world, and why I am prepared to change the world that I see. And I want to help all of you do the same, or I've been guided to do that. but I am upset because I see a meaningless world. So I am ready to create meaning. Ready? Caregivers, care receivers, thank you for creating a meaningful world. Thank you for creating a world in which there is beauty all around. Thank you for creating a world that has nothing to do with the 3D and has everything to do with the higher heart. Thank you for creating a world that we all want to live in. Thank you for creating a world when it is our hardest moments in this 3D world to be able to still wake up and face another day with courage and love in our hearts. Thank you for constantly being a support of compassion and empathy and motivation to do the right thing. Thank you for making the choice so easy, or at least look that way. Thank you for making each day that you visit, that you provide services, that you provide nourishment, that you provide care, be meaningful. Be meaningful with love. The only meaning that really exists. You all do it so well and so effortlessly. Thank you for making Earth Angels real. Thank you for making miracles happen every day. Thank you for making every day a special gift to each one of us. We love what you do, and we love who you are. Don't forget to make sure you're giving yourself that meaningful gift of self-care and compassion and forgiveness and devotion and abundance every day. We love you so much. Have a great day.